Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another tutorial. Today, we're going to be talking all about blasts. As you seek to progress in freestyle, the blast is one of those moves that really sets you up for success. It acts as a prerequisite to moves like the lunar orbit and massively enhances your ability to move confidently around a hole. Simply put, blasting means lifting the nose of your kayak up onto the green water that's entering the hole from upstream and holding it there. Usually, this will result in your kayak being vertical. And there's no denying that this move works best in quite steep features. So how do you go about doing it? There are two main methods, the forward sweep method and the reverse sweep. Beginning with the forward sweep first, you need to set yourself up on a slight angle as you approach the seam line of the hole. If straight upstream is midday, somewhere around 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock will suffice. Holding the boat on edge by raising the upstream knee, while lightly preloading the front quadrant by pressing down with your feet. At the same time, plant your blade into the whitewater on the side you've angled towards. The toe back of the hole should now be accelerating you down towards the seam, so your goal should now be to direct that momentum the way that you want to go. To do this, sweep that blade back and out to the side, slicing the stern of your boat under the foam pile and raising your knees to lift the bow up the green water. You should find that this will bring the hull flat, sitting just slightly steeper than the angle of the green water. In steeper holes, however, don't be surprised to feel a marked rejection or rebound as the boat settles. To counteract this, keep your core and knees engaged together in the same sort of L shape we use for stern stalls, though you may have to do a quite sudden, dramatic kick out with your feet to prevent that rebound from sending you over on top of your head. And then apply both blades horizontally in the water overhead to maintain stability. Thank you so much for tuning in to this tutorial video. I hope you found it enjoyable and informative. If you have liked it, then let me know by giving this video a like and commenting down below what you've enjoyed, and are there any other kayaking videos or tricks that you would love to see me make. If you're here for the first time and you're enjoying this, then please do consider subscribing. It makes a humongous difference to me, every single subscription, and it's a free action for you. So please do consider that. As I push towards the 4,000 subscriber mark, which blows my mind, I am so grateful for everyone who has followed along this journey and helped to grow the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Let's get back to the tutorial. As to the reverse sweep method, this assumes that you are already side surfing in the hole. Naturally, you'll be holding an appropriate edge to stay upright at this point. But as per my recent video, this move requires you to rotate your torso into that position of power, looking upstream, from which you can reach a blade around on your upstream side and plant it behind you in the seam of the hole. You'll feel the pressure of the flow against that blade, and you want to use that like an anchor, unwinding your torso and driving your knees towards it. In effect, this is a reverse sweep, though in practice, the blade essentially remains stationary and your body moves towards the sweep as opposed to the blade sweeping around you. This will lift the bow up over the green water, but without careful planning, that rotation can be tricky to stop. If you want to end in that upstream facing blast position, you need to transition that anchoring sweep into a stabilizing pressure. In other words, don't push through that reverse sweep stroke all the way. Instead, feather the blade out to reduce the pressure it's taking. From here, both methods converge as you are just seeking to maintain the blast, staying in that vertical upstream facing position. This looks very similar to a stern stall, using the blades horizontally overhead to maintain stability while sitting in that core and knees locked together L shape. That said, it can be fun, as well as reducing the risk of shoulder tweaks, to test yourself by bringing the paddle shaft closer across your chest in that same horizontal stabilizing position. You can also experiment with holding the paddle more vertically, straight up and downstream, and feathering the active blade to maintain control, as this will be the setup for moves like the lunar orbit. One thing to avoid if you do try this, however, is allowing that blade to drift too deep under the foam pile. The further back it drifts, the more twisted up your arms and thus your torso become, which will eventually turn your body towards that side and can cause the blast to flop. Once you've got the hang of the blast, you can experiment with tricks like the lunar orbit, or you can challenge yourself with silly skills like deck grabs. In freestyle, it's all about having fun. So get out there and give it a go.